Welcome to episode 83 of the A Free Spirit Life podcast.
I said up is where I wanna go.
Hello, beautiful you. This is Shannon Kinney-Duh. I am an intuitive spiritual guide, energetic mentor, artist, writer, and teacher. Today we're going to talk about healing your inner child and feeding your creative soul. Are you feeling it? Are you going through transition, upheaval, and change? It is good to laugh through it sometimes because we do take our lives very seriously, and I get it. It's our life. It's our one and only precious life that we're living. And a lot of it's heavy. A lot of it can be very serious, right? And laughing helps. Lightening our load helps. Breathing and connecting with other like-hearted souls is very helpful right now. It is mid-May, almost towards the end of May of 2024. I cannot believe it. This month has been so fast, so action-packed. I have been a journaler most of my life, but I don't journal regularly. Usually it's to process something or to write something I want to remember. Maybe it's a dream or a quote that I saw. I have been writing almost every day in May because so much has happened. Every single day is just jam-packed with life lessons, with changes, with aha moments. It's all just brimming to the surface of each day. And from the people I've talked with, from the clients I see weekly, I can see that I'm not alone in that. And so that's what this show is really about, is to remind you, beautiful listener, you are not alone. It feels like it sometimes, but the path is winding, and we never quite know where it's taking us. But we're getting clear. We're getting clarity. We are given some really good opportunities this month to rediscover who we truly are, to reconnect to our authentic essence, the beautiful soul that you've always been, the beautiful soul that you are here in this moment, the one that's learning and healing and growing and evolving. And you're waking up to who you are, your truest nature, and how you want to move forward. What path do you want to walk down next? It's okay that it feels messy. It's okay that it feels a little out of control. It's okay that it feels unknown. In fact, that's really what all of this experience this month is, helping us remember, helping us practice. The art of surrender, the art of letting go, the art of allowing our path to unfold. Not super easy, but with a perspective of curiosity and wonder and openness, it can come with a greater sense of ease. That is the practice of allowing. Our ego, our old way, we want to have tantrums, we want to kick and scream, we want to hold on for dear life, because that's very natural and normal from where we've been. We've been in states of survival. We've been in a place where we've had to hold on just to make it through. But we're building a new foundation right now, one that is stronger, one that's more solid, one that's more secure. And I think that's really, really important right now as you're looking at your own life and you're probably noticing things that no longer serve you. Maybe it's relationships that are falling apart or you're ready to move away from. Maybe it's relationships that you're needing to relearn or discover in a new way. Maybe it's the work that you've always done. I've talked to several people who've been in work, careers that at one point made sense to them. It was part of their identity. And now it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't resonate. It takes every ounce of energy in their body and bones to get them through another day at work. Those are signs that change is upon us, that something in you is percolating, that is needing attention so that you can honor the changes that are ready to come into your life. So I think one of the themes right now is our inner child. Our inner child came into this world knowing who he or she was at a soul level. We come into this human form not remembering, but we know in our truest form who we are and who we're here to be in this lifetime. And so if you can travel back to remembering when you were a young child, before life got a hold of you, what were your interests? What did you spend your days doing? What did you like? What made you laugh? What brought you joy? What made your heart sing? If you haven't ever really given yourself the time to explore and go back that far, it might take a minute to remember, but you might start to notice these sweet memories popping up for you. You know, not all of our memories are heavy and hard. There are sweet memories from our youth that you might notice coming up because they're signs, they're clues, they're remembrances to help you reconnect to what's important to you now. And so I'd really encourage you to do that. Trust that the memories that want to be felt and heard and seen will bubble up for you. Maybe it's in a dream. Maybe it's in a phone call that sparks a memory. Maybe it's just something that happens throughout the day, a certain smell. You know, when you smell those peonies and you think about your youth at your grandma's house. Or maybe it's the birds singing and it reminds you of that peaceful summer day when you'd lay on the trampoline and watch the clouds float by. Maybe it's the sound of children laughing and it reminds you of that lightness that's in your heart when you used to spend your days laughing and playing out until it was dark, until someone would call you home for dinner. What are those sweet memories for you, and how did you spend your days? I know for me, we spent a lot of time on our bikes. There were alleys behind our house where I lived in Iowa, and we would play flashlight tag and we'd get to run. We'd use the whole half block through the alleyways and through the front yards. We did a lot of plays. We would bring the neighborhood kids together and we'd act out plays and play dress up. We played. We made up things. Whether it was pretend businesses or art or just clubs. I remember childhood clubs we would create and, you know, just do things. We'd set up traps to try to catch the bunnies and we'd play with, we ran through the sprinkler quite a bit. I'm trying to think on the fly here. What did I do when I was a kid? We played. We had the freedom to go with the flow of our creativity. And there was such joy in that. And that is what we're being called to explore right now as change is happening. Lean into the joy. Lean into the lightness of being. What lightens your heart during these transformations? What raises your vibration? Because we know what brings us down. We're very schooled at that. But what we tend to forget, especially when we're so used to living in survival mode, we forget the joy. So really allow yourself to explore your inner child. What does he or she need right now? Why is she coming to the surface? And how can you wrap warm hugs around her? It starts with how you talk to yourself. So really watch your mind. And if you're really hard on yourself, if you're driving yourself to push further and force yourself through your task list, really pay attention to that. Maybe this is a time to not skip lunch, to eat a little bit better and sit down and just eat. Put your phone away. Don't do anything else but simply just eat. Maybe you could eat outside while you're listening to the birds or sitting in the sunshine. That is a huge reset for you. And your inner child will thank you. Because your inner child loves freedom. Your inner child loves space. Your inner child loves to go with the flow of the day. You know, one of the beautiful things about our child, and you can see this in young children now, is the freedom to live in the present moment. You know, if you really think about like an early summer break that you had, I know for me, we had a lot of freedom, and I would wake up and then I would just go with the flow of the day, right? You wake up, you put on your clothes, you're hungry, you eat, and then you go out and find your bike. And it wasn't like the whole day was planned. It's like, where did our bike take us? Which is probably why it's hard for me to remember the specifics, because what I remember is how I felt. When you live in the present moment, you are in a state of feeling. You're in a state of being. We still do things because we're human. We like to do things. But we don't do it at the expense of our creative hearts. We don't do it at the expense of what's important to us in the now. We simply are. So when we eat, we come and we stop and we eat. So does your inner child want to slow down a little bit? Does your inner child crave freedom? Does your inner child need space to rediscover who she is? Breathe that in. I think your inner child is craving pauses throughout your day, pauses throughout your life to remember what it's like to be a child, what it's like to be playful, what it's like to feel light and free, what it's like to let the present moment guide you, what it's like to let your day unfold. And you're saying, yeah, Shannon, but now we have responsibilities. I have a job that I have to get to that's full of meetings. I have, obligations. I have people to feed. I have bills to pay. And I understand. I'm one of those humans who has those things too. And yet, we're really being called right now with this awakening process to rediscover a new way of living. One that has more pauses in it, one that has more breath in it, one that allows our creative freedom and our soul to be expressed in authentic, empowered ways. And really only you are the one who can make those choices. And I think that the change you're going through right now is a signal for you that there's new choices to be made. The choice to grip on to the way it's always been is a choice. But you'll probably notice more resistance, more pain in your shoulders, more signals in your body that doesn't feel right, more anxious feelings bubbling to the surface. When you loosen your grip, when you untether from what you've always been tied to, you'll notice your breath comes back. You'll notice this enthusiasm. You'll notice this little excitement, even some fear, but fear and passion go hand in hand. So there's a swirling feeling that happens, this like, ooh, oh my, like this anticipation. What is this? I feel something coming. I feel something changing. I feel something growing in me. That's your inner child speaking. That's her coming back. That's her getting the attention that she is ready for now, that needs to be healed so you can merge with her, so that you can merge with her and your highest self on your new highest path moving forward that is authentic to you. Not one that's just trying to get by, not one that was taught how to be and who to be, but the beautiful you that you've always been. So, I've been sharing this practice with a few of my clients, and it's been very helpful for them. If you're not much of a journaler, I suggest taking out a piece of paper or getting a notebook and make 2 columns. One says stuck, one says free, and you're going to spill on that paper without overthinking. You're going to let your inner child lead the way, and you're going to write, what is everything that's making you feel stuck right now, and spill it out. And then you're going to write everything that's making you feel free or that would make you feel free. What are you dreaming of? You know, one of the things that our inner child loves the most? Daydreaming. So, do you have a memory of laying on your back somewhere in the summertime watching the clouds go by, and you'd pretend that you see different shapes in the clouds? That one looked like a turtle, and that one looks like a dolphin. And, we still do that. And I love doing that. But for some of us, we haven't done that in years. Allowing yourself to have the space to just be inspired by your surroundings, and then letting your mind float into daydreams is really, really healing for that inner child. It's really, really good for your soul. It feeds your creative soul. Because our mind likes to attach to its inner critic. That's the egoic mind. And that's, we need our ego. It helps move us in life. But what happens is we get attached to it, and we think that that's the decision maker in life, and we let it drive our decisions. And the ego tends to attach to fear, worry, and that's what creates anxiety. So we want to set our inner critic aside, because that's not what our inner child needs. That's not what our creative soul needs. And so we set that critical, negative, limiting mind aside, and you can say, thank you, mind. Thank you for trying to keep me safe, but I just don't need to think those thoughts right now. And create space for dreaming as big as you possibly can. And I would really say dream bigger, dream bigger, dream bigger, dream bigger. We are being called right now, as we're going through a lot of change, to dream bigger. Use this energy that's coming up that really is helping us push forward into a new you, into a new life. And it starts with our visions. It starts with our imagination. Why do you think we have an imagination? It helps guide our visions forward. It helps us think a new thought. It helps us dream a new dream. It helps us have a new perspective. To me, that's what feeding your creative soul really is. It's allowing your imagination to run wild. And so that's what I want you to do when you do this stuck and this free journaling exercise. Allow your imagination to run wild. Not the yeah, but mind. Not the one that says, oh, this will never happen. No. This is about dreaming. This is about letting your inner child express his or herself. See where that takes you. I'd really love to hear from you. What are your daydreams? I have a vision about an art studio space in the woods for my family. And I have a vision for the same type of art studio space with a healing gardens. And I see people coming there to walk the trails. And I see people coming there to commune with the nature and the animals and the butterflies and the flowers, and getting to meditate and do yoga and paint and express themselves and allowing their creativity to shine. Immersed in nature, connecting with their true nature. I see that vision. I have a pin board. I'm working each day a little bit towards that vision that came from my imagination, that came from my heart, that came from my inner child. Because I allow myself to dream and to daydream and to believe in it. And I believe in it so much now that I feel it in every cell of my body. It's becoming my reality. I've been dreaming about this greenhouse that I'll be working in, and this personal apothecary where I'm making all these flower essences and I'm painting my flowers each day. And as I've been dreaming about that over the last year, I started to look around and I'm like, oh my God, I have my greenhouse. Now, it's not the one necessarily that is in my vision, but I work in a glass room off of my house that I live in now. And as I've been learning how to grow more flowers, I'm looking around and I'm growing a lot of things. I've got all my seed starters ready to go to the garden, and I've got my borage, and I've got, my herbs and my blooms. My geraniums are incredible. My begonia, it's insane. And I'm making flower essences. Little by little, my daydreams are becoming my reality because I nurture them. I believe in them. I create space for them. I still have bills to pay. I still have 3 children to be a mother to. I know how important it is to feed my creative soul and honor and nurture and heal my inner child, because that is joy. And I choose joy. I am prioritizing joy in my life because this is the only one I have. And my God, it makes me feel so much better. And when I am in joy, I am a better mother. I am a better partner. I am a better friend. I am a better healer. I get to live in joy when I choose to live in joy. So I'm encouraging you today with these words to follow what sparks your joy. And when you're not sure, go to your stuck list. You're going to know what doesn't spark your joy. That is always a clue for what does, the opposite. So if going to a job and having meetings all day and never having time to yourself makes you feel stuck, then what makes you feel free? Having an open day, having a more flexible schedule, being in charge of your own time, or allowing yourself to have alone time to simply see what comes up, to be. I'm excited for you because these are very exciting times. And the people that I'm talking to and working with, I can see there's these sparks going off when they feel so down and so heavy and so dense. There's this breath of fresh air, this new thought, this new perspective. And that's what creativity is. Creativity isn't just painting a masterpiece. We were taught that only certain people are artists or are creative. And if you don't believe you're creative, it is a very painful place to be, because your entire soul, the essence of who you are, your natural state is creativity. It is to be a creator. that was something that you're unlearning. That is something that your inner child is craving right now, is for you to feed your creative soul. They go hand in hand. They're two sides of the same coin. And so what are you doing to feed your creative soul? You know, for me, sitting with a beautiful cup of coffee, I drink this mushroom tea that just, oh my God, I love it so much. And that first sip in the morning in the sunshine, that opens my heart. Then I can sit and daydream a little bit while I listen to the birds. This can be a 2 to 5 minute process, and it can set me up for the rest of the day. That feeds my soul. That helps feed my creativity because I'm in a more receptive state. I can see things from a new way. That's creativity. Just like going to an art store and getting excited about the colors of paints, or getting some new colored pencils, you know, those sharpened pencils, and you see all the different colors before you like take one out of the box. Right? It's just amazing. Now for you, it might be making a slideshow of all the photos you've taken on your phone. That's creativity. Finding a new recipe. I have a friend who, when she works a long day, she loves to bake, and that feeds her soul. And then what really feeds her soul is getting to share what she created with her hands with her family. And then they get to enjoy it. There's nothing more rewarding than getting to share what you've made with your hands and giving it to someone else. You are a creator. You are a creative being. You are here to dream a new dream for yourself. That's what this energy is right now. That's why the change is happening, because the old ways of being just don't work anymore, because they weren't supporting your creativity. They weren't supporting your inner child. They weren't supporting your authentic self. So in that light, thank you, change. We can bless the change that's happening. We can bless the people that are causing us to make that change. We can bless the boss that is a micromanager because they're trying to show you a different way. When you notice what's keeping you stuck, what needs to change, you can lean in and shine a light on what makes you feel free. That's where I want you to go. That's what we're being called to do right now. And I hope that this feels inspiring for you. I hope this is a breath of fresh air for you. It might cause a little anxiety because, oh my God, change is scary. Change feels like, ooh, what? Even freedom. When we have freedom in our day to do something, we're like, oh my God, what do I do? What do I do with it? Whew. That will come. Allow yourself to honor the changes that are ready to come into your world. And another way that I want to say that you can nurture your inner child is to mother yourself. Not looking outside of yourself to be mothered, but you honoring your divine, sacred, feminine energy that is returning, that is coming up from all of our hearts, is to nourish and nurture your heart. Be that mother to yourself. Treat yourself like a loving mother would treat you. That's really what your inner child needs most right now. Nourishing and nurturing from your inner mother. That is honoring the divine feminine. That is allowing. That is intuition. That is being in the moment. That is your creativity. Your creativity is in your sacral center, your womb. It's such a beautiful gift. And it needs your attention because it's really where you'll find your authentic, empowered self. When you lead and live from this place of honoring your inner child, honoring your divine feminine, honoring your creative soul, everything is possible. Life is magical. The sense of awe and wonder and beauty and joy and peace and love return, and you will feel it in every cell of your body. Probably not all the time, but it will be the foundation from which you live your life so that when challenge hits, you're grounded, you're secure, you're stable in who you are. You have a strong sense of that, a strong connection to your center. And so then you can meet that challenge with grace, with ease, with openness, with curiosity, which again is your natural state. Beautiful soul, thank you for listening. Thank you for being you. If you want to join me, I am hosting The Artist's Way over this summer, 2024. We start June 6th. Beautiful souls are coming together to celebrate that book, but I'm putting my own spin on it. It's all about nourishing and nurturing your creativity. I'm going to be sprinkling in energy work. We're going to be doing a lot of daydreaming. We're going to be doing exercises like making your own joy list and picking something from the list to do. And I'll lead you in some very simple but playful and fun creative exercises to feed your creative soul. There's nothing more fun and wonderful and empowering than doing stuff like that in community with a group of souls. We're all doing it together. We all are healing our creative wounds. You do not have to be an artist or have any sort of experience with art or creative things, projects, none of that. Come as you are. Be who you are. Wherever you are in your life is right where you need to be. And if this resonates with you, if these words are like, yes, if it feels good to your heart, listen to it. That's your intuition guiding you. Listen to your intuition, follow where it leads you next. If you're interested in learning more about that or having an intuitive healing session, you can find me at afreespiritlife.com or shannonkinney-duh.com. Look me up on Instagram at afreespiritlife. That's where I share. And join my Substack so that you can get connected with other things that I share, inspiration, when the podcast comes out, all that good stuff. Community is really important right now, so let's come together in community and celebrate each other as we move forward, as we heal, as we grow, because the good stuff is yet to come. We are on a path of self-discovery. It's a sacred path, and it's a gift. It's the return of your inner magic. It's the return of magic in the world. I want to do it together. How about you? I'm really excited. So be well, my friend. Take good care of you today, and I will see you next time.